okay, if you have family members that are celebrating what's going on with the stock market, and you thought that maybe they would freak out or finally go, oh my gosh, Trump's a fake or whatever it is, especially if they're religious, I absolutely thought that they would be celebrating this. And there's a few reasons. One is because they think that when Jesus comes, all of the financials has to be destroyed so that a new currency is brought in. So they think that's what Trump's doing, is that he's purposefully doing this so that Jesus can come in. And some of the Mormons I know, I mean, they're not doing anything to protect themselves at all. Like one of them, my mom asked for some advice about being able to take her money out. And the Mormon lady said, oh, no, you don't need to worry about anything. Just leave everything where it is. And this was a few weeks ago when my mom would have had options. No, just leave it all in. Jesus is coming. He's coming, and it's all going to fall anyway, and then everything will restart, and everything will be wonderful. So you may even see some of them be elated right now, because to them it means it's all coming closer. And there's also a group, whether they're in religion or not, or maybe they were at one point, and if they've ever dealt with trauma, the brain actually doesn't learn how to process pain correctly, and so it can see suffering as something good. And it will actually make them feel happy in a way, like they have pride that they're suffering. There's pride in their suffering. And so that group is willing to take this dive because it makes them feel like they're doing something important, that their suffering matters. And religion and cults are all about suffering your suffering matters. I mean, there will be rewards for this, whether it's here or in heaven, but suffering is key. And that allows them to take from them and to let them live very restricted lives, because that suffering is good for you. Anyway, and then you have the religious ones who are just like, fuck yeah. Like I popped into a live devotional on TikTok or YouTube yesterday. Jesus is near. He's on a cloud. It's getting ready to descend. I can feel it even closer with all the signs happening. So that's what they think is happening. However, the suffering is only going to be cool till a point, because in America, most of us have not experienced real hardship, like not having food, not having a job, like for long periods of time. A lot of these people have not ever felt that. And then the other one is, if they're not going to take care of their stuff, or they're not going to, prepare or keep their money safe or anything like that because Jesus is coming. Well, when you didn't show up here real quick and everything stays like this, cognitive dissonance is going to get rattled because I just effed up my money. I didn't prepare because I thought it was all going to be fine. It's kind of like when you try and unalive yourself and it doesn't work. There's this, oh shit, I'm still here. And then you have to figure it out from there. You need a new way to think about it. And the other thing is, as they get real poor, the churches aren't going to like that because they can't just extract money from them the same. Now, the Mormon church, you have to pay 10% no matter what. You can be, if you're homeless, but you're getting cash in a cup, 10% goes to the church. And that is just a fact. Because you can't get into heaven if you don't. But churches tend to be very selfish. They collect a lot, but they don't like to give. So when these people go running to the churches for help, there's going to be a rude awakening. And the churches are going to be frustrated because the coffers aren't being filled. So, and then you get a lot of depression, anxiety in Mormon families. If they can't pay that 10%, that's very stressful because you can never see your family again if you can't pay that 10%. It's a beautiful form of blackmail. So if you're seeing erratic behavior, if you're seeing elation, if you're seeing hallelujahs and extra posts and they're so excited, that's because they're in this really hardcore delusion period. And they're just going to have to write it out And you're going to have to be patient, because there's going to be a come down that is pretty terrifying. And not being a safe space is a bad idea. So anyway, if you're seeing this and you think, oh no, they believe even more. No, it's that they think all these things are happening. And so they're just excited about it. Or if they're scared, they're going to have to double down, because what's the other option? When I got scared before I left the church, I doubled down, because all those doubts and everything I was seeing wasn't lining up. But I didn't know what to do with that. And you were taught the outside world is crap, and they're taught that we're bad. So they don't know where to go. So there's a lot of things going on over there. So if you see the doubling down, if you see the hallelujahs and the elation, just know that's where it's all coming from. It is all the cult mindset, just like bing, going off, because this is what they've been waiting for. This is what they've trained for. And to them, it will be an end to their suffering in some way or another. So they got to suffer now to end the ultimate suffering.